It is rarely about the diet. It's not about the diet. It's about understand why the diet fails every single time. What I'm pulling up here is basically the snippet of the presentation of our presentation, our trainer. How do we create a sustainable eating method, right? We need to understand first and foremost that every single diet are doing the same mechanism, and every single time diet fails because of psychological reason, okay? For reasons such as you thinking, basically the things that you allow yourself to believe. I ruined my diet, and obviously, realistically speaking, maybe you did okay, right? And then there are people that expect a lot more results, and they are not aware, or specifically the mistake they're making, right? They think they're eating something like 1,200 calories, yet they're really eating 1,900 calories or 2,000 calories because they forget that they had an extra snack. They forget on the oil they put on the salads. They forget to estimate correctly upon two sizes. Or maybe they don't understand that whether or not you're eating a super healthy way of nutrition, way of eating, or a little bit more dirty, like including something such as tacos or shakes or whatever. If you're eating 1,700 calories and you really only need 1,500, you're gaining weight despite that. So this is the usually the objection that comes every single time on me, and they're telling me, I've been healthy, I've been eating healthy, yet I don't lose weight. I think something is wrong with me, right? So you live in this mentality that that obviously you're not getting results. So it behooves you to understand, obviously, first of all, if you actually gain results, or like how, if you actually can measure whether or not something is working, but specifically, why are we eating, right? If you understand why are we eating, you can then create a sustainable way of eating. So there are two ways for really, there are two reasons why you're really eating, right? One being for survival, so it's called homeostatic energy, which obviously is dictated from your hormones, your genetics, your ghrelin, leptin, insulin, and stuff like that. Then there is pretty much everything else, non-homeostatic reasons, right? And this is why diet fails, because of the thing of saying, this is just an extra bite, this won't hurt, right? So whether or not it's a cookie or a banana, something healthy or unhealthy, if it's 150 extra calories you don't need, in the end of the month, it's going to equal to 10 cheeseburgers, and it's going to equal to 0.5 to 1 kilo extra of fat on your body, because your body thinks in months, in weeks, and maybe in years, and not in days, right? Another thing is, I have been good during the week, so I can basically cheat in my weekend, right? Or you eat because of social reason, right? Because you're outside, or you eat because of sadness, or you eat because of mindless, or you eat because of habits, right? And all these reasons are the reasons why, you know, the diet doesn't matter, right? So rather than look on a diet that matters for you, or a diet that's going to work for you, try to understand when are you really losing weight, and when you are losing weight is when you're not eating. So you will lose weight when you're not eating. Okay, so the way of you obviously creating something sustainable is not thinking at food all the time. So find a way to be full long term, eating low dense calorie food, but fulfilling food and tasty food that doesn't make you feel like you're in a diet, because the only diet that is going to work is the one you can sustain. So rather than look an approach such as all these commercial names over here, understand how can we create anywhere from 200 to 500, maybe 700 calorie based on the day. How can we create that deficit in a way that is sustainable? We have 3 strategies in our program. Number 1 is an intuitive strategy. Number 2 is a more like eating tasty food and fulfilling food kind of strategy. And number 3 is actually tracking, is creating adherence, right? Number 1 is finding a way to eat looking at meals, right? You're gonna divide your dish, and as you had if you had a full breakfast, or if you had a lunch and dinner, you can then understand that if you put into your diet, you can basically find a way to put more unhealthy kind of meal, like I like to say, fat dishes or fit dishes, as long as you understand how to compensate. And every fat dishes or something that is not so healthy, you can include it on a jolly, which is a snack, and 2 fit meals, you're able to compensate, not messing up your metabolism and creating sustainability into your life. The second strategy is basically the ability of you understanding how do we create, how do we eat dense, low-calorie food that are gonna keep you full for long.